Your limited thinking is literally only holding you back from being able to stretch further in life. You have the ability. Just like that person that you see successful, you have the same ability. You have the same abilities and capabilities as the next person that you may look up and be inspired by. God gave it to you as well. You have the ability. You just have to look at your situation and look inside and realize, even though it appears that I'm chained to this chair that is not chained to anything else, I have to realize that I have the power to remove myself from this environment, remove myself from the limited thinking in this small capacity of thoughts that I operate in, and realize that I have everything within me to go get it, to go make my dreams happen. Reality is, why not you? 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 I remember growing up, even as a young, small child, whenever I heard the word can't, especially when it was someone insinuating that I personally can't accomplish something, a goal, whatever it is that I wanted to do, whatever journey I was on, whatever I was trying to accomplish, whatever I had my eyes set on, whatever it is that I wanted to do, even if it wasn't a thought, if anybody said the word can't, you can't accomplish this, you can't accomplish that, you can't achieve this, whenever someone doubted me, it used to grind my gears. It used to really bother me even as a kid. And to be honest with you, I believe one of the main reasons why it triggered me was because it started at home. It started at home. And it's almost like I didn't really care what people outside of my home thought of me. The word can't in general did bother me. It did trigger me, but I think it triggered me even more when it came from a relative, a family member. And I'll go back to even a specific point in my journey as a kid when I was in high school. I was probably in the 9th grade, and my aunt used to come over. RIP to my aunt, by the way, rest in peace. But she used to come over to the crib, and, of course, the adults would do adult things, have adult-like conversations. And, just to go ahead and get this part of the story out of the way, I grew up in a very toxic environment. So I believe a lot of that is why my aunt projected so much doubt, on my family, on me. Why she doubted things, because she saw how toxic the environment was. She felt like there's no way in the world that you can accomplish anything in life growing up in this house. So to a degree, I do understand from a certain viewpoint, from her outside, her being on the outside looking in, what it looks like, right? However, I'm young. I'm not understanding where it's coming from. I'm very offended by every time she insinuated that, any of us wouldn't grow up to amount to anything, but specifically, very specifically, one thing that I can honestly say attributes to the reason why I'm sitting here today. One thing that I can honestly say contributes to the fire that I have today are the words that came from my aunt. I was in high school, of course, the goal is to graduate. But of course, as a youngin', especially coming from the environment that I was in, there was a lot of distractions. I wasn't necessarily being the best example of taking high school the most serious. However, I always took it serious enough to say what I don't want to do is repeat a grade, which is something that I never did, thank goodness. I never wanted to repeat a grade. I never wanted to do school again, the same exact grade the following year. So I always was mindful enough to know we don't want to have that type of setback. But anyway, despite the fact that I never gave her any incentive or anything for her to measure me in the regards of saying you are not going to graduate high school, that right there, her projecting that doubt on me developed a flame within me. It developed a fire within me to not only graduate high school, but make sure that I do it on purpose. Make sure that I absolutely seek to get the best grades possible because of the fact that she told me that I couldn't. It pushed me. So she may not have meant to push me. She may not have meant to put a fire up under my butt. She may was just speaking her mind, just basically proclaiming that and doubting that I would not make it through high school. I would not graduate high school. I don't believe she was saying it to push me, to fuel me. Maybe she was, maybe she wasn't. Again, I was a young. I do believe that was genuinely how she felt, but the fact that she said it, it triggered me. It triggered me, and I said, you know what I'm gonna do with that information? I'm gonna make it my business. I'm gonna be intentional when it comes to making sure that I walk that stage. I'm gonna look myself in the mirror. And if no one else believes in me, if no one else is proud of me, if no one else has faith in me, I'm gonna have the faith within me. I'm gonna muster up whatever it is that's gonna put me in a position to walk that stage. So I do believe that very early on in my life, that was a contribution to drive being developed in my spirit, in my gut. Something that is a big contribution to the reason why I'm persistent with anything that I commit to. I turned a negative into a positive, but it was always something before I had any goals in life, before I knew what a goal was, or before I knew what a dream was, before I knew what my purpose would be. I've always had this mentality that you can do whatever you want to do in life, and let no one stop you. Let no one tell you what you can or can't accomplish in your life. The word can't, it's just one of those negative reflections that other people have maybe on themselves before they actually spew it out into the universe and project it on you. But it's your responsibility to either accept it, believe it, or receive it. Let's delve into another story number 2. I remember years ago, I was living with one of my boys, one of my homies. Him and his family were gracious enough to bless me and allow me to stay with them while I was trying to get myself on my feet, get my ducks in a row, get my money up, get more established in my life. So shout out to them for that. But anyway, one day we were leaving work and we ended up driving past a dealership, looking at our dream cars, the cars that we want. So we got out of the car, walked into the dealership, and was just looking at all of these cars that we were dreaming of. Cars that we would love to, drive around in one day, love to own one day. So I didn't think much of it. I was just thinking, yes, in the moment, the cars are beautiful. And I legit saw myself having whatever I wanted, any car that I wanted at some point in my life. And one thing that stood out in that conversation that I'll never forget, I remember it to this day, bright as day. He was like, he pointed at one of the cars and was like, I'll never be able to drive in one of these cars. I can only dream to drive one of these cars. I can only dream of driving one of these cars, but it'll never happen in my life. And so instantly I'm thinking to myself, like, why are you thinking that? What makes you think so small of yourself? What makes you think that you're incapable of reaching any level of success in your life that can put you in a position that can sit you in the very car that you want to drive, bro? So even then, when I had really no direction in my life, it was just something about being told can't or impossible or any notion, anything related to the idea that would suggest or insinuate that a goal can't be accomplished, that it's something that you cannot do. It always triggered me. And so it also let me know his limited thinking, his limited thoughts. And so, I quickly had a conversation with him and tried to encourage him. But, as much as I was trying to encourage him and give him positivity, any level of hope, he rejected it and was like, nah, not me. I just don't see where it's realistic to be able to obtain one of these cars unless I'm super rich. Who's to say that you can't one day become financially free enough to be able to make it happen? See, the reality is that is what you call limited thinking. And I knew that even as a kid. Now that I'm more of an evolved individual, now that I'm more equipped with understanding, it bothers me even more, considering any notion that would suggest that you can accomplish things in your life. It is most definitely a drive and a push for me to make sure that anything that I want to accomplish in life, I make it happen. Anything that I put on the bucket list, I'm going to make it happen. It don't matter how big the goal is. As a matter of fact, I'm going to go for the big goal even more. Any dream that I have, anything that I want to accomplish, I'm going to go after that and nothing short of that. Nothing short of that. I'm not putting any limitations on anything. Whatever it is that I desire, whatever it is that I want to accomplish, why not you? Why not me? Why do some of us think that only certain people are equipped to be able to accomplish their goals? And we feel that God left us out. That's not how it works. I remember seeing a picture of a horse being chained to a chair, and yet the chair was not chained to anything at all. So the picture described the horse as if the horse could not move because it was chained to a chair, when in all actuality, the horse was more than capable of removing itself from that environment. It may have had the chain and the chair attached to it, but it could have moved. It could have kept going forward. It could have done whatever it wanted to do, but it was limited in its thinking, I'm chained to this chair. All the horse felt in his mind was that I'm shackled. I'm limited. There's nothing I could do. I cannot move. When in all actuality, the only reason why he did not move was because of his limited thinking. He thought he couldn't move. That was a powerful picture that I saw, and I thought I would share it with y'all. But many of us go throughout life thinking just like that horse shackled to a chair that's not shackled or chained to anything else. Many of us reduce ourselves and minimize ourselves to limited thinking, when in all actuality, God put us here to maximize our purpose, max out on our dreams. He put us here to create. Your limited thinking is literally only holding you back from being able to stretch further in life. You have the ability. Just like that person that you see successful, you have the same ability. You have the same abilities and capabilities as the next person that you may look up and be inspired by. God gave it to you as well. You have the ability. You just have to look at your situation and look inside and realize, even though it appears that I'm chained to this chair that is not chained to anything else, I have to realize that I have the power to remove myself from this environment, remove myself from the limited thinking in this small capacity of thoughts that I operate in, and realize that I have everything within me to go get it, to go make my dreams happen. Endless possibilities. Not even saying that the sky is your limit. I hate using the word limit. So I don't even say the sky is the limit. Infinity. I can do whatever it is that I want, bro. Reality is, why not you? Why not you? If you have the mentality to go further, and you have the ability, the physical ability and the mental ability to stretch further, all it takes is a stretch. All it takes is a little bit of work. All it takes is commitment. All it takes is the ability to believe, because that's actually where the problem occurs. The lack of self-belief. That's really the issue right there. That's the fix. That's the root issue. Your lack of self-belief. If you don't believe in your abilities, your God-given abilities at that, then you won't be able to go further in life. You won't be able to see your dreams coming to fruition. You won't be able to manifest your dreams because you don't believe in yourself. Once you fix your faith, the ceiling is gone. You remove limitations instantly too. It's not a process, instantly. Once you fix your faith, you literally remove the limitations. You take the roof off the ceiling, bro, and see a whole new world that you can actually travel to. You can delve into being in a creative space and work on that vision every single day. Endless possibilities beyond that car that you thought you couldn't get. A house, homes, a family, sitting on fortunes, creating an empire for your family, a legacy for your family for generations to come. The sky is not even the limit. Can we stop saying the sky is the limit in 2026 and put no limitations on our walk in life, our walk with God? You have people in this life that says, how come some people get to be successful while others have to struggle? Because to be honest with you, for the most part, struggle is a mindset. Struggle is a choice. I'm not saying that growing into struggle is not a real thing, but you have the power to choose to stay in that struggle, to stay in that funk, to stay in that hole. And you also have the ability to dig your way out of it and make something happen in your life and grow from that environment when you choose to change your environment mentally. When you tell yourself, up here, I'm getting out of it. It starts up here. Even if you're physically in that environment, remove yourself from that environment in your mind by doing work, in your heart, by doing work, by being intentional with your time and your day, by doing work, by doing things, taking actionable steps that's going to one day get you out of that environment and place you into new environments, the environments that you belong in, the environments full of go-getters, the environments full of dreamers and doers and thinkers and creators, the environments that's going to cause you to thrive even more and rise even higher. It's just like fish. If you put fish that's capable of growing 6 feet long, 10 feet long, 20 feet long, if you put that fish that has the potential to grow and thrive and stretch, that fish that belongs in the ocean, if you put it in a small tank in your crib, it won't grow. That fish reduces itself based on the environment that it's in, that it's stuck in. You remove that fish from that trapped, small, caged environment and put it in a different environment where it can actually thrive and grow and be its best self, live its best life out there in the ocean. If you put it in that environment, it gets to grow. So that right there is proof that you are able. The fish is able to thrive if it's in the right environment. You are able to thrive if you're in the right environment. Even if you don't start out in the right environment, you can change your environment by way of how you think, by way of how you work, by way of your day-to-day operations and the things that you're working towards. You can work your way out of that environment. It's not permanent unless you see yourself shackled to that environment for the rest of your life. So while many are thinking, why does this person get to thrive? Why does this person have all the cars? Why does this person get to live a lavish lifestyle, have a big home, go on vacations, while many have to struggle? My question to you is, why not you? Why can't you too? Why can't you too? Maybe not in the moment, but eventually if you change your way of thinking, your believability, that's the fix. You have to change the way that you operate, your habits, your daily habits that put you in a position to continuously think small. Just like that fish, just like that horse, limited capacity, limited thinking. When in all actuality, God has given you an abundance internally. He's given you all capabilities, all ability to make dreams happen in your life. Why not you? Beyond your wildest dreams, why not you? It says in the word, by way of Christ, I can do all things through Christ, endless possibilities. All things are possible with God. This journey is not about you. It's about doing God's work. It's about living in your purpose, manifesting your dreams. Your dreams is tied and connected to God. So it's possible. It's beyond possible. When you're walking with God, when you're led by God. We're talking about God. We're talking about the Alpha and the Omega, who's here, there, and everywhere, who put you on this earth to live out a purpose much greater than your own. Come on now. So all things are possible. Why not you? Why can't you accomplish those goals in your dreams? So help me God. Why can't you do it? So I want to encourage growth. I want to encourage you to remove fear. Remove those shackles from off your feet. Remove your limited thinking, detach from small thinking, bro. And recognize that you have the ability. You just have to believe in your abilities. You are far more than capable. As a matter of fact, you are worthy. But you have to know that you're worthy. You have to know that God has a purpose for your life. Start aligning with Him today. Start cooking with Him today. Allow God to cook in your life and watch how the endless possibilities are made possible beyond even your own thinking. Because why not you? Like the video, subscribe to the channel, lock and make sure you guys turn on your post bell notification. That way you guys will not miss none of my videos. I appreciate all the love and support that we get here on the channel. I can't do it without you guys. And I see the comments, and as much that you guys share that y'all are inspired by me, let me get closer and let me let you know that I am very much inspired to do these videos, even more so because of you. So I'm inspired by you guys to keep going. I'm inspired by you guys to continue to keep recording these videos, living my purpose, encouraging others to live in purpose on purpose, knowing that your dream matters, your life matters, your ability to create, it matters. And I want you to do more than just know that. I want you to become that. I want you to grow into it. Live your life today. As always, do what brings life to you. And it's a great chance that you'll bring life to whatever it is that you do. You already know. Rain, sleet, or snow. The goal is to #grow. I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. Peace and blessings. One love. Strength.